Hello and welcome. And in today's video, I am going to shortly talk about how I incorporate IFS into EFT sessions. And I do pure IFS, pure EFT sessions, but sometimes I found it helpful to bring IFS into EFT sessions. And how do I do this? So usually, normally, I would start tapping and talking with client, and then we will, after tapping and talking, we will simply perhaps tap on an event that happened recently, and then we might find some earlier childhood memory that resembles this recent experience. But often there will not be, they will just be like, okay, this happened, it kept happening, but there will be no like specific memory of what happened. Kind of more like general, and there is sometimes not, we cannot find the specific memory. And EFT works a lot with specific memories and tapping on emotions, thoughts, all the aspects that we were experiencing during that earlier childhood memory. But I found it really helpful in this case when there is no specific memory, or it's just kind of like there is many memories and we cannot really like pinpoint the exact memory, to bring IFS in this case into the EFT session. And also, I mean, EFT also has some tips and tricks how to deal with this. For instance, one of them is like, okay, if you don't know the specific memory, then pretend, or that you do, or make it up. So there are ways how to address it with just EFT and tap on this memory that you just think happened, or you pretend that it happened. But I found it helpful to bring IFS in this case into the session when there is no specific memory, and simply connect to this part. So it will go something like, okay, like last week, I had this big event happening with my boss, and he yelled at me, and I was very anxious. I'm just making it up as I go now, right? And then, okay, when did you feel like this? When you were a child. I don't know, my mother, she would yell at me and I would feel anxious, but I don't know. I cannot recall any specific memory. I know it kept happening many times throughout my childhood, but I don't know any like one specific event. I cannot recall it. I don't remember it. Okay, so then we will connect to the part that felt anxious, that experienced many of these events when mother was abusive. Okay, so then we will connect. Can you connect to this part? Can you get a sense of this anxious young part? Okay, how old is she? And how do you feel towards her? So, as you can see, then I will bring the IFS questions into the EFT session and work with this anxiety as a part. When we work with the part, sometimes we even stop tapping. It depends what's the preference of the client. You kind of like feel it in the moment. Sometimes it can be triggering for the parts. They don't want to be tapping. It's distractive, and sometimes clients will like it and they will want to keep tapping. So this is how I figure out it's easy way to combine these two techniques and helpful. And yeah, towards the end of the session, we might again go back to tapping and and for instance, like use the tapping to connect to future self, to tap on the do the future tapping, for instance, towards the end of the session. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.